Brianna Ray from BriIY here to bring you another video. Today we are finally revisiting the Wreck This Journal series. So unlike most other versions of the series, I am going page by page. I don't want to do any spoilers, but I've done some just unique little challenges. I do about 3 every episode, and I just kind of go through and try to complete every little page. So obviously, I have done quite a few pages already, and if you're interested in seeing what any of those look like, you can click the little iCard up here. The last episode we did a little bit of origami and some chewing. There was a lot of 3D elements in our last episode. This time I'm going to try to exclusively work with my, my collection of Ohuhu markers. I also have this collection of pastel alcohol brush pens that I would like to use, just because I really haven't gotten the opportunity to yet. I think I also have my Parku markers in here. So these are really just my entire collection of alcohol markers. I've got, I think, 120 of my Ohuhus. I think I've got, 120 from the 120 set. I've got this guy, which is about 24, and I know I have a 12 pack of Parkus. The first prompt that we're looking at today is make a paper airplane. I think this one and the next one both kind of require ripping the page out. I really don't want to do that because I think it's going to be too difficult to put back into the book unless I make a separate paper airplane and then like tape it back in here. However, I do have this blank page back here that I could in theory use. It's the wrap something page that I think is going to be a little bit challenging for me. But you know what? I think we're just going to have to do it. So, oh look, it's even got a little perforated edge that isn't actually perforated. It's just for you to cut. I'm just going to rip it because it feels authentic. I don't know. And we're going to get started by, I guess, designing our little paper airplane. I kind of feel like folding it first. Now, I've never made a paper airplane that follows this style before, so I'm not actually certain how this is gonna go. Oh my gosh, this is taking me forever. So I ended up adding like another fold in here. I'm kind of like folding it under a little bit. Right, I don't know anything about aerodynamics, but it looks pretty aerodynamic. I want to use my pastels here. This is Artex, is the brand that I have here, and I am going to do like a floral design because of course I am. Look how cute and girly. I should have colored this before I taped it. I knew that after I taped it, but then I was afraid I was gonna rip it. So here we are, nailing it every single day. But yeah, this is, I've learned a little bit about working with the alcohol markers because it definitely has like this interesting texture from where I layered everything, and as it dried, it kind of left like the outlines of where I left my markings, but it didn't totally sort of add its own little layer. And of course we have to throw it to see how it goes. I'm like really terrified of this part of it. Alright, next page is to wrap something. I'm not going to fall victim to this mess again, and I am actually going to color the back. Now I kind of want to test the limits of the blending ability here. Again, I'm gonna keep using these pastels just because they're new and I feel like it'll be a good time for me. And I would like to make a gradient. So I'm thinking powder blue to thistle, and then I'm not sure where I want to go after that. I simultaneously hate hate and love the way that this looks. I love where they kind of overlap. I don't like how difficult it is to actually get this like blended look. Specifically this pink, it's almost like sitting on top of the purple. It's very strange. Also bleeds really terribly. I did notice this actually on the, what's the word? On the airplane, that I don't think these markers actually really like this, this journal paper. To be fair, it wasn't really designed for art. It was more designed for destroying. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So for this, I decided I would wrap just like a standard art eraser that I had just sitting around in my collection. I do like that it seemed to obviously seep through both sides. That's great. This seems like the prettier side as it's like kind of drying, so I'm gonna let that be the outside. And I am going to wrap this baby up. Like the texture that's in there. So maybe I'll just wrap it up a couple of different ways, then unfold it and stick it back in the journal like this, because it's kind of fun, especially with like the really crisp folds. I feel like it's gonna kind of look like a plaid pattern. I don't know. It actually kind of makes this look better. It looks a little more intentional maybe because of all the like creases. I don't know. It was fun though. I might I don't know, I kind of want to like do something to the front of this. Maybe like I'll add in another flower or something just because it's me and I like flowers. But now that we've waded through really all of these, time for the really interesting one. That's right, baby, we are tongue painting. Well, sort of. I am again gonna modify this a little bit because I don't really have any candy in this house. Unfortunately for me, I try not to keep a lot of candy in my house because then I will eat it, and I'm trying to practice some impulse control. So I thought it would be equally as fun if I took some of these markers and tried to draw something with the markers in my mouth. So it's kind of a similar vibe, but yeah, I think my master plan is going to be, again, I'm gonna like try to draw maybe a series of flowers, like 3 or 4 different ones on here, and we'll see what I can make happen with the lack of control that I will have with the pen in my mouth. And really, as I'm thinking about this, I think what's gonna make it even more interesting is if I have some like outlines of what I'm trying to do so we can see how badly I fail. So I'm gonna doodle in a couple different flowers, pick some colors, and we'll get started. Not 100% sure what the best angle for this is at all, but I think kind of got something going on for me here. I've got my colors picked out. I'm really nervous. So I'm gonna start with the one in the middle. Got my pink selected. I don't know. Okay. I'm so nervous. Okay, let's see how well I can do here. This also means I can't talk. I might groan a little bit or laugh, but that's all you're getting out of me for the next little bit. Oh wow. It looks almost exactly like the drawings that my nieces give me. I am like actually genuinely terrified to see what that looks like in playback because I cannot imagine. It's very flattering for me, but it was a blast. I tried to kind of keep my stuff together as much as I could, but it was pretty funny actually. So I guess the biggest thing that I learned from this, not that anyone would ever try this again in any like real setting, but I kind of got the best control when I so you can see like on these markers there's the chisel tip down here and the brush tip down here, and there's like a lip where the cap fits on top of the chisel nib, and I just kind of wrapped my teeth like in that little section there. That way it stopped kind of like rotating freely, if you will. And I thought that made a difference. I think the outlines absolutely made this look more like flowers. If I didn't have the outlines, I have no idea what this would look like, genuinely. But you know what? I did it. And now I think all that's left is to tape these guys back into the book and do a quick flip through, and we'll be done. This might be the first and only flip through I'll ever do of this book, where I don't actually have to flip through anything, that they all fit on one page. Mostly because these two had to be ripped out. Oops, spoiler for what happened last time. But yeah, so we've got our little paper airplane, our wrapping paper, like gradient situation, and the drawing I did with my mouth. I thought it was kind of fun to film, as always. You know, this is really something just to kind of get you out of your comfort zone. And boy, if I haven't gone out of my comfort zone every single time I've done one of these episodes. So if you're dying for a little bit of inspiration, I would highly recommend checking out the rest of the episodes on this playlist, or even check out some other creators who maybe don't take this, I don't want to say a little bit more seriously than I do, but I think some really do try to turn these pages into like significant pieces of art, whereas mine is more of like an exercise in kind of getting outside of the box and kind of learning new things and trying new things. So there's definitely a handful of other creators that do that if that's something you're looking for. But yeah, I had fun with this one, more than I thought I would. I always do. And I'm really excited with what we were able to add today. So finally, time to close it back up as best as I can. She's getting pretty thick. You can definitely tell where I've been and where I'm going. If you're interested in the next episode, looks like this one we're going for write one word over and over and over, which will be kind of fun. Tie a string to the spine of this book and swing wildly, let it hit the walls. That's going to be so much fun. I can already imagine it. And pick up the journal without using your hands. So yeah, I think this is going to be a blast. So feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to see what happens when it happens. So thanks again so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye!